Alright you guys, so to start off this prom makeup look, I'm going to be jumping into some face primer. I'm going to be using the Maybelline Instant Pore Eraser, and I'm just going to be rubbing that all into my skin because we want our foundation to last all night long during prom. And yeah. So next we're going to use the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot just to prime our eyelids. And then afterwards we're going to jump into the Modern Renaissance palette. Boy do I love this palette. Then I'm going to take a fluffy crease brush and I'm going to jump into Warm Taupe, and then we're going to use that and go right into our crease as our transition shade and kind of our main shade for the whole look, since I'm kind of making this more neutral and then have the eyes just be full of glitter. And then what I'm trying to do with the transition shade is to kind of wing it out, since we're going to be doing a half cut crease. And yeah. Just keep on winging it out. And then afterwards I'm going to jump into Cypress Umber with a Wet n Wild definer brush and just ever so slightly define my upper crease just a little bit more, just to give my eyes just a tad bit more definition. This color is so pigmented, so I had to be careful. I had to keep tapping off excess and just continuing to wing out my shadow until I like it. Then moving right along, we're going to go into the Morphe palette, Morphe 350, and we're going to go into that chocolate brown shade at the bottom, and ever so slightly with a definer brush, just focus that on our outer V and still continue to wing it out, but we're going to point that right toward our outer V of my eye. Doing the same thing for the other eye as well. And then next we're going to cut the crease. I'm going to be using a shadow to cut my crease. I know most of you use concealer. I'm going to go in with that yellowy shade next to Tempera in the Modern Renaissance palette. And I'm going to take a flat shader brush and just pack that onto my lid as kind of like a base for the glitter so that it sticks onto it, even though it's already like a sticky formula anyway. And it might look a little bit messy, you guys. I'm still very new with cut creases, and I thought I would just go half cut for prom. And then moving right along, we're going to jump into the glitter. This glitter I got from the drugstore. It was by Revlon. It's their Color Stay glitters. And I'm going to use the glittery side and cover my lids, my entire lid, with the glitter. I think these Color Stay liquid eyeshadows are a dupe for the Stila liquid eyeshadows. I think this one looks a lot like the shade Kitten Caramel, I think. And I think they look almost identical in my opinion. So a dupe for you guys, just so for the notice. And I'll continue to pack it on until I like it. And then once I applied the glitter and it dried, I'm going to go back into the Morphe palette and use that chocolate shadow to blend out the edges so the glitter doesn't look overpowering and choppy. And then we're done with the eyes, and moving right along, I'm going to use some L'Oreal Voluminous Mascara and just going to coat my lashes for falsies. I think it would look just as good with just mascara, but I decided to go a little bit extra for prom, you know, because it's very glamorous and a special occasion. And the lashes that I'm going to be using are from Ardell. They're the 160 lashes, and they're so pretty. Bam! Look at those. They're so fluffy and, oh, they're so pretty. And then moving right along, I already primed my face, so I'm going to go in with some foundation. I'm using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation in soft beige. And with my Real Technique sponge, I'm going to spray it with some spray. And yeah, look at that. And then I'm just going to buff that into my skin. I never wear foundation, you guys. This was a definite new thing for me in my beauty routine. So I'm so very new at blending stuff on my face. And continuing to blend until the foundation looks really nice and to my desire. And then next I'm going with some concealer. I'm going to use the Maybelline Fit Me concealer. I love this concealer, man. I'm going to get another one. This one was so good, and it's so luminous and so coveraged that honestly you can use the littlest amount and it does wonders. And I'm going to take that Real Technique sponge again and just blend that underneath my eyes and all the high points that I highlighted with the concealer. And then cleaning up the edges. And then I'm going to go in with my Rimmel Stay Matte Powder with a elf stipple brush, and I'm going to go in and buff my face with some translucent powder. I love this powder. You get a definite 5 to 6 hour wear with this, and I've used this for months, and even though it does make me look a little extra white, but it's nothing like a little bronzer can't fix. I'm so scared how white I am. And then the next 10 seconds I'm gonna look for my bronzer because I had no idea where it was. So, and there. I'm gonna be using the Tarte Amazonian Clay Bronzer in Park Avenue Princess, and I'm gonna take my Eco Tools brush and buff that into my cheekbones and underneath my chin, and going up to my temples, just making a nice 3 on my sides of my face. Going up to my forehead as well. And just buffing it out with that brush until I'm finally okay. And then we're gonna move on to some highlighter. I didn't want to go crazy with the highlighter because I knew my eyes were gonna be the star of the show, so I went in with the Anastasia Illuminator in Starlight, and I'm gonna take a e.l.f. Flawless Concealer brush and go on the high points of my cheeks and just ever so slightly pack it on. And on some of my nose and my cupid's bow, and my chin, and then a little bit on the upper parts of my brows, so my my forehead has a little bit of glow, you know. And then lips. We're gonna go for a red lip. We're gonna be using the Wet n Wild Catsuit liquid lipstick in Missy and Fierce, and boy, you guys, you need to go buy these liquid lipsticks. I think they're absolutely amazing and long wearing, and they have so much pigmentation, and they're very, very comfortable. You definitely get a good 7 to 8 hours with this. I've tested this and it lasted all night beautifully at my prom, and I was so happy. And look at that, bam. And so yeah, this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed. And so yeah, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye guys.